I'm just lying. I'm glad I can still be in on this.
I heard it in her voice. That's why I had her on
She liked it
speaker.
on Facebook.
She always likes stuff, but she don't want to support nothing.
Yeah. Nah, don't worry about it. I ain't worried about it.
That's how I kill people with kindness. That's why I still gave her an invitation, even though she might not take it or not. So.
No, she ain't answer. She said she got another phone call and it's important and all.
Okay. Scoop.
Oh my goodness, I moved it.
Yeah, it's a delay. YouTube is delayed always. I don't know why. See, make sure.
Where do I take that painting up to Georgetown? I'm gonna load it at.
Okay, I got too far over. Okay, make sure I got you.
3.
Shoot.
I'm taking this way so I can get the picture.
I should be this way anyway, right?
Yeah. 3.
Oh,
You look so serious.
that's not me though.
Okay. 3.
Okay, let's see if this says.
Be throwing up some signs, throwing up.
I know I can't wait till brother come back with the message of symbols, signs and symbols. Let me see to me.
I think that's perfect because then her boots are not like out. They're little.
777. Yeah. 11. Yeah. Like this affirmation.
Regina, just slide down probably about an inch or two to your right. Just do. Thank you, Queen, and that this should be straight. Your art, they got you. Everybody's in.
I want you to see me.
I'll come up for.
Where's your book? You need it. You need it. There you go.
Yeah, because when we come on, we do a little talking anyway.
Okay, there you go, bro. You want to pull it over to you some more? Bring it to the opposite. Since I know the direction.
Because it got to be late.
Yeah, we'll take it back to the other one. I don't know how to get out of it. That should do it. When we come back up. Here it come right here. It's like 3 minutes delay, 2 minutes delay.
777. I'm manifesting something.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Actually, come right here and shoot.
You see it. She.
All right, you know that's.
How long was that call?
I know you on 3.
Nah, because I think about was going this way, but we could.
We could see. When I said
okay,
that.
now I see her. Okay, yeah.
Okay, she will be on, I think you're 3. I'm sorry. I apologize. What's this?
This mic. Oh, this right here.
Oh, that's 1. So that's 2. So you're on 2. I'm on 4. So she'll
this
be on
this
6.
right here is right here.
Right, she'll be on 6. I'm just saying, I know remember the mic.
So 1, 2. I'm on what?
You should be on 2. Let me
I'll mute it.
Mute that.
Check 1. That's auxiliary right here.
Okay.
You gotta come down here. This is 2. Hold on. Check 1, 2. Check 2. 2. Okay.
You can't pause the music.
Yeah.
So we can hear the
it's
on the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of these.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
2, 2. Check. 2,
Why are you
2.
Thank you, 3. Try 3. Oh,
1,
wait a
2.
minute. There you go.
Okay. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
And I'm on. I think I'm 5. I think I should be 5. And I
Check.
think
1,
she's
2, 3, 4. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
Turn
now.
up a little bit. Check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
that's
1,
4.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, that's 4. You on 2, 4, and she should be 6.
Check,
I think she's 6.
6 or even.
Check, 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 check,
Down.
check, check, check,
So
check,
she must be 5.
check, check, check,
Oh.
check, check. Remember
7.
last time we kind of switched because this one wasn't working?
Oh, okay.
Talking in.
Check, 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 check.
Talking.
Keep
the-
talking. Just keep saying
check,
check.
check, 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 check.
It gotta be
check,
5. Mine is
check,
4.
check,
Yours is
check,
2.
check,
So 5
check,
right here.
check,
Mhm.
check, 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 check.
Might have switched.
This one?
Try
Keep
that.
saying check.
Check, 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 check.
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
Check,
6. Okay.
check, check.
I thought
check.
it was when you was over there the other day.
Keep talking, keep talking.
Yeah, keep
Check,
talking with me.
Check, check.
All right. Yeah, when you talk, just talk up so we can,
Yep.
you'll be heard.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Yep, you ready. Put it up later.
The prison, and life is not a sentence. I hope you feel it in your spirit, just a moment of
36, you
silence
good.
and a moment of stillness can heal it. I meditate for some minutes, I medicate and replenish. I got pain in my veins, but ain't no break in my spirit. Ain't no break in my spirit. I celebrate cause I'm living. Feel like my trauma is karma, but I'm embracing.
All right.
You don't feel it, you
Ready,
see
I'm ready.
it.
I'm ready.
Mine is not a prison.
Whenever the music stops.
It's not a sentence. Moment of silence and a moment of stillness can heal it. Moment of silence and a moment of stillness.
Nails, press on nails, something.
Nice.
For the universe. I was like, oh.
Is
It was the
that what
Holy
it is?
Mhm.
Oh, stars, moon.
Yep.
everything.
Say, I'm magic. All right, ready whenever you are.
Turn down.
Yeah, you let it play while we get you come in. All right. Turn our mics up. Turn our mics up. Check. 1, 2.
What number you on?
I think 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. We should be on.
Okay. Check 1. Yeah, there we go. Great day. Happy Saturday. Welcome one, welcome all. I hope you are tuning in on your tablets, notebooks, what have you. Whatever suits you, your vision to focus in, to get some information and see some beautiful, such syringe of saffron of energy in these artworks. You guys are in for a treat. Once again, this is Queen's second time here, and I'll let her introduce herself and everything she does when we come back on. Brother, I already have the information, but you guys remember her from the last show when I was in hiatus, but she brought some new and different things for us this Saturday. And before we get into the juice of Miss Regina, let me tell you, today's numbers, as you know, we got the 1, we got the 15, which is 16, and then we got the 20, which is 36, then we got the 22, which would be 58, and 5 and 8 is 13, and we can keep that, but we can break it back down to the 4. Right, brother?
Oh, well, listen, so we got, let's do it together.
115, that's 16.
16 plus the 2,
20.
17. You wanna
The
do
2 0 because
You
it's
do
a,
the, you do the 2, so that's
Okay.
18.
okay. So either way, it should
18.
come out still the same. Okay.
18, then you got 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, you said 20, but that, you don't count the 20. It's a 0 silent.
Right.
So you got 15, you got 1, and the day to 15.
Okay.
16. Right?
Okay.
So you got 20, 22, right? So you got 16, 17, 18,
That's 6.
19, 20, 21, 22. That's
Okay.
the master number.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you do. Whenever you, when you
And if you still take the 22, guess what it is? 2 plus 2 go back right back down to that 4.
yeah, but
So-
they say when you have the master
Yeah.
numbers, you want.
So you can do
You
it
got
out
2 master numbers. You got
Yeah.
11.
11 and
And 22.
22. Okay.
So yeah, so you can do 4, but they said you get the master numbers.
It's still a master.
Yeah, so,
Nothing can be the master. So you hear that? You learn something every day.
yeah.
So
That's my number. 22.
you heard, bro. He said that's his
I'm
number.
a Libra, right? And I was born 10/3/62, and we add that up, comes to 22.
Okay, that balance. All right. So with that being said, hi, brother Gerald in Florida. Thank you for joining in. We got some beautiful art for you today, brother. So stay tuned. Oh, thank you. Also giving you guys your word for the daily wisdom and Buddha of the 365 days inspiration. Let me tell you what it says for January the 15th. See if it's chiming in on what we're dealing with today. Always some words they got in here. Okay. This it says, I don't know who this gentleman is, but I guess he's someone in the Buddha world religion. His name is Bang Hang. He asked, what is the essential importance of school? And this is the brother he was talking to, Muzu, said, it's just a place where you let go of your body and life. I'm gonna read that again. The question was by one gentleman is, what is the essential import? Okay, let me read it again. What is the essential import of the school? And then another brother responded an answer and said, it's just the place where you let go of your body and life. How I'm gonna wait on my breakdown of it. How you take it, brother?
So you say, what is the importance?
What's the essential importing of the school?
Importing or import?
Import.
What is the essential import of school?
And it says the answer is, he answered, it's just the place where you let go of your body and life. Because all you take to school is your mind, right? But you still got your body. I don't understand. Go ahead. I'll let you do your breakdown.
Yeah, you can break it down a couple of ways, but
Yeah.
what
do you think they probably
when you
say?
say you let go of your body and your life, right?
Mhm.
is
When you
automatic.
import the school.
That just automatically took me to meditation. When you go within, your whole purpose is to disconnect from this physical and go out. So that's what came to me. Go into deep meditation and to let go of your body and your life. You just go. You know, that's how you can go into other realms. This body sit here. So, but he didn't say meditation. He said
No, he said
school, but school.
extensive import of school. And
Yeah,
I was
the
going to
school,
say, that's
yeah,
where you
yeah,
seek your knowledge.
Right.
It's
right.
in your meditations.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I got from it.
okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. I was sort of like an astral plane type of situation where, like you said, you be in
Because actually, when you
meditation.
first read, I'm just thinking about a regular school.
That's why I took it too, but you
Yeah,
know,
But when that answer was from a metaphysics,
standpoint.
yeah.
So it says it's just a place where you let go of your body and life. You let it go. So school can be imported. The extensive of the import of the school.
And the import is when you go in, you go to deep breathing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I take from it.
Okay.
Great
Okay.
insight.
And Queen Regina, what you wanna input on that?
Well, as far as being a painter, that's where I go. I'm a writer and a painter, so I actually have to go inward,
Oh.
you know, and when it comes to doing such, calling on my talents from within, I have to clean house physically too. I have to physically clean house. My dishes have got to be done. My
Right.
bills have got to be paid up. I have to have a peace of mind
Right.
so that when I go within, what comes out, I have no worries or no inhibitions,
Right.
And so that's where I
But-
get my writings, my words, and my
And
paintings.
but for me, sometimes I actually can go in, I can have the music playing,
Mm.
and when I get to paint my drawing, well, I'm gonna say drawing because I ain't really getting to paint yet. I get it's like a calm, relaxation,
Mhm.
and take your mind off or
Oh, yeah.
whatever your mind on too.
Right, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
peace, the place of peace.
So Import School, you guys, wow. Now that,
I like that.
Yes.
Import school.
Import School.
Wow.
And we always, my favorite saying is like, when a student is ready, the teachers will come.
That's
Yeah,
it.
teacher appear.
Wow.
So that's my favorite saying. So
Mhm.
the daily wisdom of Buddha inspiration message, right? Don't be off. So yeah, guys, they were tapped in today. They normally do tap in when we come in here, and we be surprised each time.
That's it, in the zone.
Yep, let us know we lined up. We
Right.
lined up.
That's it.
All righty. But other than that, my other purple book, I left it, I believe, where I usually get something from the King James Version. But do what we normally do. But update for me for the week, just try and figure out ways to elevate my peace in my home, in my spirit, in my mind. Because when you got peace, oh my God, it's such a rewarding accolade because you get so much from it.
Yes.
You get so much from it. So that's what I've been really working on. Just going through old papers and things that I don't need to have anymore. It's time to disregard those. And so you're not supposed to keep your papers over 10 years, but I don't want no ones. I can go back 30 years back and all my paper trail.
Right.
So yes, I went through some of those things, that I have already overcome and conquered. So it wasn't no need for me to keep those projects in paperwork no more because I already overcame it and conquered. So
Mhm.
Right.
I'm making room for the next level of
Yeah.
things.
The
So-
next level.
The next level. So, yeah, that's what been going on. And of course, being in a bliss of spirits because my king brother is back and the boss is, he's a beast now. He in beast mode. He ain't playing no games with y'all out there. So
Yep.
y'all better watch out. Like I always say on here, don't sleep. Because it's coming up. It might creep on you, but it's coming.
Yeah.
So, we really glad we're going to get some things back on track where we were during his hiatus of his departure. And that's speaking of the band, New Dimension Band is coming back. We got some new entities that we coming back with that. So it's going to be New Dimension for real.
Yeah.
So everything speaks for itself this time in 22. Like I said, this is going to be, this is the year of the dawn. This is the year where everything comes to fall. Everything that you've been working hard for, you should start seeing your manifestations.
Yeah.
And everything that you've been putting. If you've been putting in the work, you're going to see your manifestation.
Yeah.
Because my queen sitting right over here, full of it, y'all. Her cup is running over. I'm gonna try to give me an empty cup so before she leave, I can let some of it fall in mine.
I feel
So
like it's starting. It's starting.
it's starting, but yes, we got some wonderful works here with her as well as her book. So we're gonna all get into that too as well. And it's right here. So you guys at home that's tuning in on the live page, you can see it because the recording may not be until later on this afternoon. And she'll be able to grasp it without being the delays of seeing us now. And as you can see, congratulations in Black.
Contemplation.
Oh, contemplation in Black. Oh, I'm sorry.
Correct.
My glasses. Contemplations
Mhm.
in Black. Contemplations in Black. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Yes. And we will make sure you get all the information If you guys would like to purchase, we will have it available. Matter of fact, I'll be getting my copy today.
On Amazon.
Okay, you can go on Amazon, Contemplations in Black. Y'all know what that word mean, right?
And it's it's under the spiritual filter.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and Queen said it's under spiritual filter. So when she gets on and she's gonna break this down, her journey in the Contemplations in Black, and we will get all the facts. So hold on for that. Don't sleep. So, and brother, anything you want to say, added on, what you been up to?
Oh, well, I stopped it. I was going live, I'm starting back up. But yeah, basically just chilling, you know. I went out of town for a minute. So I got back, and like you already said, I'm just gonna get into more spiritually. I'm gonna get into my music. I'm writing a book too. Now I don't want to really put it out there what it's about. Because I don't want, you know, my thing is for 22, you gotta have to start moving in silence, right? And then once you complete what you're trying to do, then you put it out. Because you go on, that energy is real. People throw negative energies and thoughts your way. Your thoughts create your thoughts come to you, and your thoughts not really your thoughts. They just being presented to you. It's up to you to pick which thoughts that you're gonna take in. And once you do that and you put your actions behind it, that's gonna create your reality. So yeah, just that's my mantra. I was saying, move in silent, stay in your lane, and you just manifest, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I've been doing. You know, I don't work a job no more, manifested that.
Oh, boss.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I want to do. So now I'm filling out the things that I want to do, and I'm pursuing it. And I'm actually in real time telling people how to do it, you know. You just gotta want it, you know, because the way this world going, it's going in a different direction. And you don't want to go in that direction that they taking. You feel me? They got some stuff for you. But you're just gonna have to resist. I'm gonna talk a little bit about these Mandelas. I actually drew a couple of them rushing out the house and left it. But you know, these really help me with, like, if you're going through something and just to look at them. So that's what it's called. What is Mandela? And I know you know about them because you're an artist. And
The mandala.
You know,
Mandela, is that how it's pronounced?
the tree of life is based on
Yeah,
it.
it's like basically these things, these designs, they help heal you, and you can look at them like all these. We got a bunch of different ones. And the one that I created, I put on Facebook the other day. I finished it last night, but like I said, I left it in the house. One man, he was sick. He said once he came out of his coma, they just would start coming to him. See, look at that. You know, and they different colors.
Wow.
You know, and when you set out to do them, sometimes you just start out and you never know where it's going to end. You know what I'm saying? They was so pretty. I started to cut them out the book, but I said, nah, I ain't do that. So yeah, and I bought some pitchforks. You know, I left the singing bowl at home. I told you I was going to do a little session on things you can buy to raise your frequency. Because when you manifest, you got to be at a high frequency. And the pit, this right here, you hit it, and it's a vibration. But each one of these is like, I think it's 7 or 8 of them, represents your chakra.
Hit it
And your
again.
chakra, the chakra actually can be blocked. So when you hit it, you just, you know, put it around your body. Or you can just hold it because the vibration
Can
knows.
you feel it?
Yeah, I can feel it. And then you put it up to your ear. Yeah. But you know, that's when you actually putting in the work. This is like an investment. Like you might be going through something, you might be
And
sad.
what are they called again? Sound what?
They sound forks.
Sound forks.
They
Okay.
put your frequency. Each frequency, like
That's
when I,
different.
when I say like when you trying to manifest, it's like we like a radio station. You get 2.3, you got the oldies, whatever, then you got 96, like jazz.
So we're like the receivers.
Yeah,
of the
we are the
signals.
receivers, so you just change the frequency. So what happened is, like if somebody going to fight somebody, they're not on the same frequency as somebody going to love somebody.
Correct,
Everything represents a frequency.
correct.
So your oil field going around you, you know, you want to, it could be cracked, the damage or anything, but we got chakras. A lot of people don't know what chakras is. Everything I say, just go to Google, put them words in. You can, you want your oil just to be healthy. And what happened is the wheels that spin around, it's like when Ezekiel say the wheel inside the wheel, they can be blocked or, you know, can be stuck. And you wonder why you can't move forward in life. It's because your oil and your chakras
It's not clear.
out of line and messed up. So these things right here, I know you've seen them because I seen them when I was in the hospital and the doctors had them. I never
They
knew
look
what
like
they
the thing they
was.
tap you on your knee with.
It is. It is. It
Oh,
is.
okay,
You know, and but what they
because what they do
doing
is tap it to see if your bone,
that's what they tell you. But like I told you, it's a frequency, and that thing gets to vibrating right now. That's healing.
mm-hmm,
You know, it was a thing. You know, them shakers, them African shakers that they use.
Shake a ray.
Yeah, you can shake that around your oil. And if
mm-hmm.
you got certain entities or spirits that on you, and it fall off, you can ring a bell.
Like these beads,
Yeah, you can ring a bell.
on these
Right.
beads.
You can ring a bell. And when I started finding out this stuff, I laughed because I grew up down in Sarson Corner, right? And there was like a whole lot of energy, negative and positive energy, but there's a lot of negative energy going on. But in all the communities in the city, they had Catholic churches, right?
Mm.
And you know, them Catholic churches had them towers with the clock. But you all notice they're always ringing that bell when that hour change.
Yeah.
And it's like, ding, ding, ding. So what was going on, I didn't know back then.
It
And
was
we
sending out
here, it's
frequencies.
sending out frequencies. You know, they keep that level, if they, you know, all this murdering going on, all this stuff. And it would go out and it would send the frequency vibrations out in the air. And we just looked at it like, oh, how many times it's 5 o'clock or it's 4 o'clock?
Right,
But
right.
they always have science that they don't tell us about.
That is
Right,
You
and
know?
but as research been going on, you know, like they make a movie about what it's been doing, what they how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
break
yeah.
it down.
Mhm.
And I've been watching this show that Tyler Perry produces called Ruthless, and it's about this guy who created this cult, and he
Uh-huh.
called himself the Most High. And they said the same thing. It's a code. When he ring that certain alarm or whatever, they supposed to act a certain way. They supposed to do a certain thing.
Right.
So it's the same thing, like he just explained how the
Mhm.
Catholics been using it for years.
Mhm.
You know, but it's just their way of breaking it down to those of us that don't understand when he was talking about the Catholic and the ringing of the bell. Just like I know y'all watch Ruthless, I know y'all get y'all black. on
When you
Netflix.
go in the Catholic church, maybe walking down there, swinging that thing, the
And
altar
the
boys, and the
incense.
scents
Mhm.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Same thing, creating
you call that.
frequency.
Yeah, you call that aromatherapy
Mhm.
through incense.
Calming your
You know,
mind.
when you go at home, I always burn incense. When I like these incense, people just fall out, go to sleep right away. And I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you go to a spa, that's where they had incense.
It's
burn.
working.
Mhm.
You know, it's a lot that been going on, and people just be keeping it to themselves or using it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now, like I said, we're in the age of Aquarius, now it's the age of information. All this stuff free. So if you like in a rut and you going through all this bad stuff, you got tools, tangible tools that you can actually use to bring yourself out of it. You know, you don't have to stay in it. And you know, you can hit me up. You know, if you just want to know or find out something, I got you. But yeah, I can go on and on. So I'm gonna bring the bowl in there. But if you don't have this stuff, you can actually go to YouTube and put in frequencies.
Or Amazon. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Oh, to get the visual
frequency.
of different types.
Now,
of-
like you say, frequency, 432 hertz might come up. And you can
Okay.
hear it. You can put the headphones on
Mhm.
and meditate, or you can put it on speaker and just play that frequency in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
From YouTube.
Yep, straight
Wow.
from YouTube. So That's why I say it's a lot, you know, that you can do now.
And I just downloaded Amazon Music, and guess what they got?
What they got?
They got the same thing you was just saying. They got relaxation. They got music where it's like relaxation. They got visual relaxing visual video effects
Yeah.
that supposed to help relax you. So it's like you said, it's becoming a market, you know, but don't let them fool you because a lot of the stuff is free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught up, always want to rush out there.
And yeah, I'm gonna say it real fast. Again, your thoughts are not your thoughts. The thoughts come to you, just like a frequency wave. I can send a thought. I can think about somebody in another city or another country, and by me thinking about them, they'll end up thinking about me, and they'll call me or they'll be like, you know, I'm just thinking about you the other day. That's what you call telepathy. We didn't use mouths back in the day. So with that being said, we know our thoughts not our thoughts, right? So we can pick and choose. Like, you know, thoughts come to me all the time. Some negative thoughts, and I be thinking negative about a person. And then if I listen to it long enough, I start believing it.
That's why I always.
But just because I believe it, that don't mean it's true.
Right.
But my belief gonna determine my actions.
Right.
And they be like, that nigga Lon's tripping. I don't know why. And I don't listen to that voice. That's why you see, like, they had them little things when they say the devil on this side and the angel on this side. That's stuff for real.
Right.
You know, meaning negative, positive, you know. So even if somebody did something, you get that thought, if you rebuke it and you go to the positive thought, it will change your actions and your outlook. So that's what you want to start doing. And you know, that's what I've been doing. And the more you do that, the better off you're gonna be, you know, the decisions you make in life. You know, because some people don't even make their own decisions. They always gotta call somebody and ask them, what you think? Girl, what you think? Man, what you think? You know, I got a guy call me, so I always call you, because I always know you're gonna keep it real. You're gonna tell me
The
but
truth.
you need to be able to talk to yourself.
Exactly.
Keep it real with yourself. You gotta pick the phone up and
Gotta
always
check
call.
that man in the
out when
mirror.
something wrong.
Right.
Something wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So speaking of what you were saying, not knowing that it was, like you said, as far as you taking your own, got to take care of your own self on the inside, mentally and spiritually. And I guess that I love that song by Jill Scott that says, I'm taking my freedom, putting it on the shelf, living my life like it's golden. And all of those words in that song, she is affirming.
And see, on a high frequency, you think about it, music is vibration.
Yes. And she
All
has a
that-
beautiful voice. That
Yeah,
sister
so,
be doing it.
yeah, and so, yeah, so you,
So you got control over your freedom. So
You
you
got
got
music,
freedom
the
of choice,
frequency.
freedom of options, freedom of mental health. You got choices that you can do for yourself.
yes,
You don't have to always run to the doctor and pay that insurance bill or that copay. You know, some things you got to start researching you can do for yourself at home. Like I was telling y'all about how to handle these masks that give us this function in our lungs called hypoxia. You got to start using nasal rinse. You got to start gargling more.
gotta
You know, keeping all this stuff clear. So,
You see, let's tell them about this.
yep, and the this too.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll,
Put
you
it
gotta
in your
go
water.
get it. Gotta put it in your water. Brother can break that down. We're gonna have that for another show.
Yeah.
All his vices.
That's what's making you dumb.
That's why
too.
he going backwards in age. Look at him. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Going back in age. But with that said, no further ado, we are not going to hold this queen no longer. Up on her artistry and her book. We got so much to cover with her. Brother, you was through?
Yeah, I was through, because you know,
Okay.
when something comes, we can just drop it. You know, we
Okay,
can drop the
right.
knowledge.
There's no order. That's right. We in the spirit. We up in the spirit of the ancestors. I already called them in to come in to help us deliver
Yeah.
the message of her art and her book and everything else you might catch in between. So, like I always say, don't sleep, because you might miss something.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, we're not gonna hold back no further. And we're gonna bring her forward, Queen RGR. It's a beautiful initiative, strong too.
Gina.
Yep, Regina
Thank
G.
you.
Ray, y'all.
Oh, I'm loving the vibe in here right now.
That's what's
And,
up.
and the scents and the crystals and all the vibes. And thank you all for having me again.
Yes.
Thank
And
you for coming again.
thank you for bringing me in and thank you for all of your tools that you're putting out there for everyone. Thank you for your wisdom and your knowledge and just your love. And I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm
Okay,
glad
that's
to be here. Thank you so
Wow,
much.
thank you. Thank you so much.
So I came in to just share some of my paintings with you, Kim, and with you, Lawrence, and your viewers. And so I brought them with me. I'm a writer. I'm actually a Washingtonian. So Southwest DC.
And so you also travel the world too.
Yeah, so my
Just
dad.
drop some of the places where you went.
Well, my dad was military, he was Air Force, and so first tour was, in the United States. We went to Massachusetts, went to Florida, and most of the locations of military bases are in prime,
Mhm.
kind of resort-like areas. So, I just felt privileged, kind of felt like I lived a privileged life in these
Right.
Air Force bases. Then we did our first military tour overseas. That was to Turkey. So when I went to Turkey, had an opportunity to go to Greece,
Wow.
had an
Wow.
opportunity to go to Germany,
Yeah.
and all around Turkey, along the Mediterranean, up in the mountains of the Anatolia. So I got to see a lot. I got to learn a lot.
Okay.
And I, it's just been a wonderful life. I can't complain. I'm very grateful for the experiences that I've had. So, and in the midst of my life, living my life, and of course, trying to just be open-minded and learn all the lessons in life as it went along. Once I got out of school, I started my spiritual journey because I had learned everything that others had taught me
Right.
or had given me to learn. And one day I said, well, now that I'm done with everything that everyone has given me to learn, what do I want to know?
Right.
And it was such a simple response. I said, wow, I want to know about me. I know my immediate family history, but I don't really know my, what do you call it? My legacy, but my inheritance, so anyway, I started on a spiritual journey, and it has led me to this point, and even to this very room with my book, Contemplations in Black, and all of the information that I've recorded, that I've collected over a 30-year period.
Wow.
Is here in this book.
That's
And-
what's up.
Journey.
Yes,
Mhm.
so, and I also feature my daughter's works, her poetry,
Right.
and she has done some beautiful work, but she wrote in the 4th grade.
Wow.
And so when you read her poetry, you will say, no way can a 4th grader write,
So the
like
apple don't
this.
fall far from
Oh,
the tree, right?
so, right, well, the wisdom that children have at a young age, we can't overlook it.
So
That's when their
resilient.
minds are the most creative.
Beautiful,
So let me ask you some questions too,
beautiful painting.
because we're gonna talk on different paintings.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay,
You have spent time in Egypt too, right?
I've gone to Egypt. Let me tell you how I got to Egypt. I got to Egypt via Israel. And
Wow.
I went to Israel with the Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem.
Oh, okay.
And so Ben Ami was the leader. He sadly has passed away, but does the Mona Israel. And I was there when Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston visited.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
I got to see them, and from afar, but I did see
Right,
them.
right,
And you
right.
probably heard them too. Bobby!
And so the Hebrew Israelites took us around all of Israel, and took us over into Egypt. And it was just a wonderful thing to be standing right next to a pyramid. We went down underground into the pyramid to see the chambers there. So that was
Yeah, you did
a
a lot,
wonderful
you know,
experience.
most
Yes.
people don't get to do and experience.
Exactly,
Um,
exactly.
Yeah, so when you said you started your spirit journey, because you knew what other people was teaching you, but what did you want to do? So there's someone out there that's saying, well, I hear them talk about the spirituality stuff. How would you recommend they start their journey?
Well, for me, it's a matter of desire, you know, because the creator, they say, lay your desires on your heart. When you sleep, your creator and the ancestors will fulfill what you desire. And so I had a spiritual experience that led me to an out-of-body experience. And I literally went into the cosmos. And
You wanna
I
share a
was,
little bit of that?
well, I was sleeping and I woke up. It was a weekday morning because I had to go to work. And I woke up and I looked around. I didn't know where I was, who I was. And I thought, okay, you know, this is interesting. So I just laid back down and maybe I was in a twilight sleep. I went back to sleep. And I found but I knew in my mind I needed to find out what's going on. I went into the cosmos because I had to orientate myself.
So basically, your physical body was still laying down sleeping.
Still sleeping, yeah. My
And you
body,
dreamt you woke up.
right,
Okay, I got you.
right.
Wow.
But my mind literally went into the cosmos.
Okay.
And because I had to orientate myself to where I was supposed to be, I had no idea where I was located. So when I was in the cosmos and looking around at the planets, I said, okay, I think I belong on Earth. So then, shoo, came back into my body.
Y'all hear that? Shoo. And that's just what it is too. Don't be playing. It ain't no joke. Y'all won't understand until you get there. But
Right. It was my first, well, I had, you know, some experiences, but that was my first out of body and cosmic experience.
Right.
And so to come back and I just had to walk myself through that day to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. So I managed to find my way.
So
to
basically,
work.
you ain't had nobody, no help, nothing telling you anything.
No, I actually explained it right when it happened. I explained it to a good friend of mine, and he looked at me. He said, "Do you know that some people just don't come back from those experiences?" He says, "You're a strong mind because you came back."
Right, yeah, wow.
Right. So.
Yeah, so you was basically in the astral realm.
and
Some people call it the fourth.
my question is before that experience, I know you were over there, or you was over there on the land, or that's when you came back.
And that was when I was in I lived in Richmond, Virginia. So
Okay.
I was living here in the United States.
Okay. So when you came into the States, that's when all this came, you had that experience.
Correct.
And so that's what I'm saying. So when you came back, what was the day, what you thought probably from that day that allowed you to go into that time on that day? Did you anything recall that was connection to that, or could that happen?
Well, I had always been kind of like, you know, that was the time when I said, I want to know about myself.
Oh, okay.
And so that was the first experience that kind of started taking me there.
And you say when you came back, you say you had to walk through the day.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit of that.
I had to figure out when I woke up, I said, okay, you know, I couldn't figure out my name really at first, you know, and I said, but I need to be somewhere. And I sat up on the side of my bed.
Oh, so you came out of the dream and you were still kind of like.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a daze. I just got dressed. I said, just go through the motions, just go with your intuition. And I got dressed and I said, okay, get your purse and get in a car. So I got in a car. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where to, you know, and I pulled out the driveway and I found my way to work. So I worked at a hospital.
Right.
Because I'm healthcare. But when I got
Did that scare you? Did you ever go see a doctor about that, or you just?
No, but there was another spiritual experience I had, I went to my pastor and I told him, I said, I don't think I'm ill. I said, but, do you think I'm crazy? And he was like, yes, I think you're a little bit crazy. So, so I've had a combination of several experiences,
Yeah.
but it was the knowledge that I was missing, because I think there's a fear can come and a disturbance can come when you don't have the knowledge.
And see, the thing was, you didn't have
Right.
a family member around you to tell you what was going on, who you are, and what you're supposed to be doing. So you say you made it to work. So what happened at work? Because you going to work and you don't know. Go ahead.
Well, I figured it out. I walked into work. I did share this with you one time.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead,
walked
say
into-
it. That's why I'm asking
Okay.
you to share with this.
So there were
People
two
listen.
doors, two entrances,
What's up,
emergency room
Tempest?
entrance
And
and another entrance.
go ahead.
So I figured out which entrance I needed to go to. I found my way to my department, and when I walked in, a
Mhm.
physician and my director was standing there in the doorway. And when I looked at them, I did recognize them, but what I recognized is each of them were looking at me, but they would look, it was the
Like through
same,
you.
it was the same
Yes.
eyes.
Mm.
It was like a single entity in each of their bodies looking at me.
Right.
And I said, and I looked at it and I said, oh my goodness,
Mhm.
it can see that I can see it.
Right.
And so I thought, what do I do? It's it was a spiritual insight. is
So
what
did
it was.
they find out you could see it or what?
Well, they kept looking at me, or this thing kept looking at me. And so I said, just play it off. And I said, good morning. and turned and went on
So
my
I'm
way.
gonna break that down, right? These people that worked at the hospital, they were connected. They was bosses, right? They was the people that was running it.
Mhm.
And they basically was being run by an entity. So this is the hospital that take blood, that's supposed to heal you and do all this. So if them two was together, it was some more around. So you had to play it off. And had you had that encounter, you wouldn't even know. So it's still being run like that right now today. You know what I'm saying? With all this other stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? So, it's real. It's wicked. It's real. So I'm just letting you know. That's something she experienced, and it was two people, but they all was looking out the same eye. So it could be 20 people looking out the same eye.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And not only in the hospitals, in politics, or whatever you may have going on around you. So that's why you gotta have your third eye open. You gotta come aware and know who you are and whose you are, and to fight these things. Because the Bible already tell you it's a spiritual war. You can't fight this with guns and stuff like that. You gotta slice it up with the word,
That's it.
slice it up with your crystals, your affirmations, your ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta use everything that's in your spirituality to fight this beast, because they already defeated. They running around scared right about now. Rightfully, they should be scared, because we, in this age, we taking it back and the system cracking and falling. Mother Nature whipping them. They just ain't putting it on all these news stations. But you can pull stuff up on the internet that people putting with their cell phones. I don't even think they knew what was coming down when they came out with these. We call them cell phones, but these are computers. You know what I'm saying? And something happened, people can pull their phone out and capture it right there and post it. And then later on, they'll try to come and take it down. But shit, we already done seen the truth. I done seen the news people now going online, grabbing shit and showing it on the news. You see what I'm saying? So what they used, they thought was gonna hurt us, it flipped and it helped us. That's why we saying the truth, man. If we still under the illusion, there's something wrong with you. All right, so we're going back to Regina.
Like that old song, pop, 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 illusions. Y'all remember that? Just
They
an
were dropping
illusion.
jewels back then. You know, I got that song at home.
Yeah.
Illusion. And that's what this is. This is a big illusion. We here and we gotta figure it out, and we gotta beat it. It's like a game. You know what I'm saying?
So we have lots of tools. We have like
Yes, we
the
do.
tools that you shared, the
Mhm.
vibration
Yeah.
wands and the
Stones,
mandala
crystals.
and just meditation. We have tools, the tools that can be used. So.
Yeah.
That's right, too.
And so she shared a bunch of stories with us. I just wanted to let her share that one.
Yeah. and,
Tell me, put these on blast, because I said something about the politicians. Tell me about what you was working a lot of years in politics, and you say you seen someone with their feet, some kind of heels on their sentence. She got an eye, she can see things.
And
Yeah, that's when you woke. You
you-
see these things.
You know, I have
And
had,
see with a naked eye, the third eye only.
I a third eye only, and I have had these occasional, sightings, throughout my life. When I was, I was living in Texas at the time, I remember, and entities came to me and introduced themselves to me and told me that they would be with me throughout my life. And I got used to them. I used them to find parking spaces at work. I used them for the smallest or the biggest of things. And I could feel their presence all the time.
So let me break this. You say some entities, there's more than one, or was
There was more than one. There were at least three. I felt like three were present.
My number.
And when they came to you, what would this? Here's a visual. What was happening?
I was walking down the street. I was on a stroll in my neighborhood, and they came to me. But what I wanted to say is that there was a period of time, because I had gotten grown to be, to their presence, and there was a period of time that they were just gone. I couldn't feel them,
Wow.
and they may have been gone for like a month or two. I mean, a long period of time where I got a little worried.
Right.
They came back and they said, even when you think we're not there,
We
we
here.
will be there.
That's
And
what's up.
so I've always relied upon that support, that presence in my life.
And then you had them, you had the three of them, which is the Trinity. And then, we all have our angels that God has stored with us through this walk of life.
Yeah.
But it's up to us to be able to communicate with that
You
angel.
got
Right.
spiritual
And-
guides,
yeah.
animal totems, all that.
Yes,
Right.
we do.
So in answer to your question, I was the secretary for
Solomon Mike Rick.
I was the secretary for Henrico County, Virginia, NAACP
Okay.
for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
And
that's Virginia or Maryland.
Virginia. Yeah, Richmond,
NAACP in Virginia. Y'all hear that?
Richmond, Virginia. We're Confederate capital of the
Yeah.
country.
That's why I
right?
wanted to reenact that.
Yes, yes. So, and to me, from what I could discern in my whole experience with that program, is that some of these programs have people put in place as a stopper to stop any action. And because this branch was not receiving, through my research, was not receiving information and acting on it. And so I was trying to organize it into a functional chapter that would actually respond to the people, because the people were not being responded to. It was all a show, believe me. But so we were having a news conference. We were having a news conference. Whenever we have an annual conference, we invite the school board and the board of supervisors from Henrico County. So we were preparing for this. The people usually do not show up. So it's just these political entities that are there. And I was I was looking for my president. I'm a little reluctant to say her name, but I think everybody in Richmond knows because she still is.
Call out.
The
Don't be
president,
scared.
Lucy Wells.
Lucy Wells.
Of the
Of the
NAACP.
NAACP. Now, when I came on board, she had been in that position for 28 years, And the
Wow.
last time that I have been to Richmond, she's still
You
in
got a
that
career,
position.
life along up in
Right,
there.
Wow.
right. She will not, she's one of those, she's a stopper. She's a stopper. She's in there for a reason.
To stop
To
things from
stop
happening.
Things from happening, correct.
Wow.
So, I wanted to say something else real quick. I'm gonna get to it. But, I was walking toward we were in a church and we were gonna have a news conference. I was walking toward the conference hall and I was looking for her because I had a question for her. And, she was inside the conference hall, and she was walking towards the door, and I could see that she was gonna get to the door before I did.
Mhm.
And she had this kind of up and down movement in her gait, the gait of her walk.
Mm.
And I thought, what is going, and so the door came open and I had to look down because I didn't know what was making her gait walk like that.
Mhm.
And I saw two hoofs, kid you not, in her shoes.
Mm.
I saw through her shoes, there were hoofs. And I said,
Tell her what the hook is to people that don't know.
well, kind of like, what you imagine a cow
Lambs,
Or-
goat feet.
or a pig, or they have
Yeah.
the two hoofs, right? So that's what I saw spiritually.
Uh-huh.
And that accounted for the gait that she had. It was,
It's not funny, but it's just like what popped in my mind. Cindy Lauper, everything comes to me through music. I just came to my mind, Cindy Lauper, so I see your true colors shining through.
So you seen that on her feet, right? So what you do?
Wow.
whenever I have a moment like that, I just play it off.
And
Like,
take it in.
yeah, I take a note of it. What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
I just like, okay, all righty, let's
Right.
roll with it, because I don't want the entity to know that I can see it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
See the true face.
So that's in politics. And that's just in that branch. So how many things you got running this country and all around this country that you think are human? This is something she experienced, seeing with a third eye.
Right.
And so this is real. So, we know this. Most people that's won't know this. I'm just talking this for the people that's still not wanting to see the truth and the eyes closed and all this. So, yeah, that was crazy. So what I'm gonna do right here, because time is ticking and you got your book. You actually on the second book that you're writing, right?
Correct.
You got to that one there. So she's staying busy, and these paintings, you just don't sit down and just paint
Mm-mm.
5 and 10 minutes. So I'm gonna come around and then I'm gonna ask you a question about some of these paintings, okay?
Okay.
All right, since this is the first one, y'all see this. What's the name of this and explain it? Because it almost looked like it had a Buddha head, but then it's a woman body. So you wanna do like a yoga pose, so
Well,
explain that.
on that, that is actually a
Let me
painting
hold it up.
of another painting that I saw online. I typically, as I say, don't do paintings of other artists' paintings, but this one was just too beautiful. I just had to repaint it. So
Right.
I initially called it Nubian,
Mm.
but I see it as being new. And this is being new.
Right.
And it is the, kind of a antonym of, well, what do you call that? The reverse of a Nubian.
Mhm.
So it's just being new. And so that is, I believe that's our sister's true spirit. She's a dancer.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She's in deep thought. She's wearing the symbol of the continent on her forehead. And so she's being new.
New and new too.
She's being a new Nubian.
How long actually was you painting?
How long it took to paint her?
No, how long was you painting?
You've been painting
Oh.
overall.
Oh, wow. I've been painting for quite a while, many years.
Okay, so how long did it take you to paint this?
It took me probably, about 4 to 6 hours, about 6
Okay.
hours. to
That's what's
complete. Mhm.
I like this one right here. This is a rose, a big, huge rose with a Buddha. And I like the colors. It look like that wood behind it. So did you just,
I actually
was
took,
in a meditative state or what?
yeah.
What's behind this?
I actually drew the colors in swirls and then I looked to see what I could see within the swirls and the rose came forward.
Wow.
And the Buddha accompanies the rose. I love my Buddhists. I love my meditating Buddhists.
Oh.
The peppercorn hair tells the history of Buddha. A lot of people think that Buddha is a fictional person or, some entity up in the sky to be worshipped. But Buddha was a Black man. He was an African man. And one day he meditated and he rose his spirit to the state of nirvana, And so this was the first time they had observed a person in this state of high consciousness, and they called him the Buddha. Buddha is a title. So it's a title to this African man.
Okay. And what does that word mean? Do you know, Buddha? What it actually means?
Not verbatim, but it's the highest, your highest
Like
level of
this, see right here, it
consciousness.
says 365 Buddhist inspiration, because it's
Right, the
it's
highest
highest
level of consciousness.
consciousness,
Right,
yeah.
it's not a person to be worshipped.
Right.
It represents
It
your
could be us,
higher
we can
level
reach that through.
That's
of
right.
consciousness. That's what we should be striving for.
So this here is like an African one. And also, some people say voodoo, but I don't know if it's voodoo or not. But
Well,
what inspired this one? And what did you call it? Oh, what did you call the Buddha one? That one, does that have a name?
that's not titled.
okay.
Okay.
Right. And this one is not titled either. This is my, I believe it's my most recent painting. Oh, actually, my Orisha is.
Mhm.
But this painting was from a photograph, and I just love the beauty and the beauty and the spiritualness that comes from African ceremony. So that's exactly what I Googled in Googled African spiritual ceremony, and this was a picture that I selected.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you got two little men on top.
With the
Right.
goat. Mhm.
And I don't have the knowledge behind these African ceremonies, but
It's so
there's
much.
so much richness in the culture
Mhm.
and the history of what they continue to carry on for generations from the beginning of time. And so,
To me, he's like the healer of the land, because he have both. He have the people of his mind
Mhm.
that he's always conscious of, and look like
Got the
he's
little thing, feather bush in his hand.
like he's either blessing the land or blessing a ceremony,
You look to me
some
like
type
a
of
witch
ceremony.
You're like a witch doctor. That's what you look like.
Yeah, that's why I say either a witch doctor, healer, or
Shaman.
shaman, or spiritual leader or something of their village. Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go to this one.
okay.
Somebody once told me,
Heavy is the head that
Yeah,
holds the
same.
crown.
saying, I don't like them skulls. Like, that's what you got inside your head. What you
Look
talking
what
about?
shirt I got on today. It's a skull.
Okay, them little skulls.
No,
okay.
I got a skull on it.
Oh, okay,
It's a whole skull head.
Oh,
I
wow.
got you.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a natural,
That's within us.
it represents death, but it represents life
Mhm.
because it's on both sides. But in this painting, I titled it "The Last Laugh" because he has such a grin on his face, but his head is below the surface of the ground, and so
Oh, wow.
That's the earth. You got the sunshine up there.
So he's
Right.
buried.
he's buried.
Wow.
You got the
That
sky
says a
up there.
lot.
Well, he must have died happy. He got the last laugh.
Right.
But actually, if you think about it, you see this brown representing the earth,
Mm-hmm.
He's up under the earth. Actually, he is the earth because
The
it's
flowers.
coming up. Everything.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, you can look at it and get some thought behind it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just for that.
That was fun to do. That's
Yeah.
my first school.
Then like I say, sometimes you can do drawings and you start on something, you never know how it's gonna end.
Mhm,
You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? And then you
exactly.
look at it, sometimes you give your own self a wild moment. Yeah.
And it's so fortunate that you have the flowers on top of his grave. That color. That
Wow.
color is.
Yeah, I look at that's like what you call it, nature, forest.
Right, that's what's over
Yeah.
top of him, those flowers. I don't know if you remember in Black Panther, you remember when they buried the people
Mhm.
and those purple or flowers came up on top of their grave, and that's what I said, that's where
Wow.
I forgot what they called their but they was calling them because they kept going to dreamland to talk to his father.
Right.
So yeah, that was
So it was a potion that kind of led them there.
Right.
You know, put them in a state that they can
They can
travel.
connect and talk to the dead.
Correct. Yes.
But
So-
you get so much from the art. That's
What time we got, Kim?
4:35.
4:35. All right, 'cause I was gonna take a break, but you want to just keep it going. I'm looking for my phone charge. All right, so
Did you want me to explain this one?
yeah,
Okay.
you can hold it up to the camera where they can see it.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful Yoruba Orisha. So I Googled Yoruba Orishas, and that's another source of so much knowledge. You can learn about the Yoruba, the Akan, the Dogon, and I actually have information of the cosmogony in my book from those actual tribes, and it's the story of creation. And it's the story of creation from an African perspective. So this here is this image represents one of the Yoruba Orishas. And from the research I could do on it, her name should be Oya.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, and is she like, she's over what? I know like Oshun is over the water, right?
There's, I did see a lot of Yemaya was associated with the water as well.
Okay.
And then what I did read of Oya was that she was a mediator between life and death.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Strong sister.
Right. But my
Strong
favorite
spirit.
is Alegba.
Alepa.
Yes.
Baba
You
yes.
gotta introduce us to her.
Well,
Nah, Legba is a man, right?
yes,
Is it the band?
They
Okay.
call him Papa Legba
yes.
Oh, the guy with the back top hat.
at the
Yeah.
crossroad.
Mhm.
The Lord of the Crossroads.
Okay.
Yes. Whenever we come to a place in our lives where we have to make a decision which way to go,
That's who we are.
what
That's who
choice to choose, we should stop,
and talk to.
acknowledge that we're at the crossroads, and know that Lord Elegba is there, and you should have your heart right before you decide. And so it's good to consult the ancestors and the Creator.
I seen a
Making
guy
your
on YouTube. He said what he did was like, you get to a crossroad in your life, you can go to any like street section, like you going this way and that way, that represent, the crossroad.
Mhm.
And he said he would put some silver dimes on each corner
Mhm.
of each four corners,
Mhm.
and he would say whatever he said, and he would leave them there as an offering to Legba.
Mhm.
And because he said Legba, he liked shiny things. But I ain't never get into it, but I just I read a lot.
Well, if your
Yeah.
if your heart is up to mischief, Elegba will play a trick on you. But
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like,
if your heart is good, he'll.
they say if you got some ill intent and thinking you can use him,
Right.
he gonna show you a
Oh,
thing or two.
yes.
So you don't want to, you want to come correct.
Mhm. Correct.
So yeah.
So
When I
that was
looked at that, she was like a pretty dancer. And I was looking at the little things, and like the little brown things that's going around and kind of find out, what's Versace. And they show Versace, but they actually go back in time. Versace stole that design from the Africans. You know what I'm saying? And they had it on the wall.
Looks like the
and they can't
Da
deny it.
Vinci symbol.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right. I've been studying the Dogon art,
Mhm.
and their art looks very much like, like.
Yeah, you know
this.
everything they got these deal.
Yeah.
And the Dogon art, that goes back to,
Oh, my goodness,
is
they,
that the,
the Dogon, are a tribe in West Africa, but they're known to have been associated somehow with the people who came out of the Nile Valley. And they carried with them and maintained a Siki ceremony. So I get this information from Bobby Hemmett.
Oh, okay.
That's one of my biggest teachers. So, yeah.
Bobby Hemmett.
Dogon has information about the Sirius star before it was confirmed by the Europeans.
Okay, and Bobby Hennett, and you said you get your information from him, and how can we find that brother? He's,
Oh, Bobby Hemmett,
Mhm.
he's well known and he's on YouTube.
okay, that's Bobby Hennett, guys. Hemmett,
Mhm.
Bobby Hemmett, if you're interested in following up and getting the information that we're discussing on the coding of the symbols.
So much information you'll
Oh,
get
so
from
much
Bobby,
information.
that and so much more,
Okay,
right? But it is also in my book.
okay, so that's right, guys. That's why you gotta come, you gotta tune in and you gotta get your contemplation of
Yeah, Contemplations in
in
Black.
black.
And it's on the spiritual filter on Amazon. You can order it.
Okay, so this here. Speak on this one.
Well, this is a painting that is more contemporary, and what can I say about that? I titled that "Stay Connected."
Okay.
I titled "Stay Connected," but it represents more of the physical world and the computers and kind of more on a physical level, more so on a spiritual level. But I'm sure, a picture is in the eyes, can be defined in many different ways. And so,
I like the colors in it. Actually, when I look at a person and I think them hands, but
but those
everybody
are
sees something
connective rows. And you
Okay.
can see this is like a coil, like an old telephone coil, a wire.
Okay,
So
stay connected out
stay
there.
connected.
Let me ask you something though. Is this painting, is this therapy to you? Or you just paint?
Yeah,
Come to you?
definitely. I feel an urge, a need to, it's like, when you're an artist
Mm,
and you have something in you and you hold it in you, it kind of hurts.
okay.
So you have to get it out.
So did you ever start a painting and didn't like what was coming out? You're like, oh no.
I've made a practice, and I have from day one when I started painting to make each one count, because see, I have the power,
Right.
I have the control, I have the brush, and I've never wanted to discard. I may have wanted to discard a painting, but when I get to that point, it's like, oh, we're gonna make it right.
Okay.
So, but this was not in me per se. This was a statue that I had purchased.
That's a gargoyle.
That's
Right?
a gargoyle. It's a statue. I purchased for resale actually. But he was such an interesting little fella. I just had to paint him.
Oh, okay.
It's so much in that, and it's so much history behind those
Gargoyle.
Yeah, you
gargoyles.
see them on top of
Mhm.
buildings and stuff.
They
They're actually
stand
they're actually
protectors and guards
protectors
of
and
those.
the ward
entities.
off of evil entities and
Mhm.
spirits. That's why they actually put them on buildings.
Mhm.
But most people don't really want to have nothing to do with it.
I think he has a lot of character.
Yes, it does.
And I just would like to know what he's thinking. Look at him.
Keep asking the questions. You might come visit you in the event and let you know what you think. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Very interesting.
You know, it's hard to find, you know, one word I think is not very useful in life anymore to me is the word ugly. Because there's beauty in their most, is anything.
They say beauty's in the eyes of the beholder.
Beholder.
It is in the
And I have found some
right.
men to be so ugly, but it was something down the side that made them cute.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Treat
the
you
wildest, is the freakiest thing?
Yeah.
You know, they so ugly, but their personality, their charm, chivalry, oh my goodness.
The physical facade, it's not the significant part of a person.
Right.
But just, you know, I don't know, that just the thought that just came to my mind. I really don't, the ugly, that word, I don't find a use for it in my life anymore.
That's
Right.
good.
Because I in my
Only one
paintings,
beauty.
you can always make beauty out of anything.
Mhm.
And this, I love this, you know.
That is so transcending.
sunset.
It can take you so many places just by sitting back and staring at it.
Right, and
And it'd be dangerous if I had a glass of wine, I'd really be traveling.
Yeah.
right, but that was a play on a lot of colors put together, and
Mhm.
I was just having fun with that. Because, you know, you see the sunset and see the colors in the sky, and, you
The
know, they have to
reflection.
reflect on the water.
Mhm.
So I had fun with the water, and then I had fun with the reflection. on
How
the
long it
water.
take you to do this?
Oh, that was a joy to paint. I just enjoyed it. I probably played on it for about 2 or 3 days, you know. 'cause-
Okay.
Because you was feeling the
Right,
vibes.
right. 'Cause it's
Stretched
like,
it out.
yeah, I just kept, when it doesn't feel finished, I keep going at
going.
it until it gets
Mhm.
done.
Okay. And this is not her whole collection, you know what I'm saying? Tell them about the person that you say comes to buy your paints and take you to the store.
Oh, yes, I want to give a shout out to Bert. He knows who he is, so.
Shout out to Bert.
He finds me at RFK Stadium on Saturdays and in Georgetown on Sundays. And he comes and takes my art and puts them in his store.
He
So,
flips them.
yeah.
He give her one thing and take it to the store and sell other ass.
Hey, but that's still putting energy back in her craft.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one.
Tara.
So I actually have a crystal ball that looks identical to that. And I sat there and I painted it in a manner that I said, I'm gonna capture this crystal ball, all of these little bubbles and even the light, there was an entry of light through this bubble here that showed up on the plate that the crystal
So-
ball sits on. So that's called my tarot painting.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I first learned about the tarot through a book that Bobby Hemmett recommended by Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, I know about
Aleister
both of them.
Crowley called the Book of Thoth.
Mm.
And so,
So when you paint this, right? When you start painting, do you like paint the background? Like, do you paint this first and then add to it?
Well, you do it by feeling.
you want to prep your board.
Oh,
But
okay.
sometimes, like on this board painting, I prep this brown as it is now. But
And quick question too.
Mhm.
So when I'm looking at this brown, do you see like white in it? So that's just actually in the paint. So when you prep it, it just dries up like that.
Well, when you prep, you can, if you want a solid painting, like you can see this painting here is mixed as well. I find it when you mix colors on your prep, at your prepping stage, you get an interesting picture like that rather than just a monotone.
Same, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Why
I
I'm
might-
asking, 'cause, you know,
So I
I'm
might mix
taking up
in some
paint.
black, white, and brown. And then as I paint it on, it just lays where,
That actually
Where it
looks
goes.
3D-ish.
yeah,
It actually does.
right.
Me looking at it through this monitor, this tablet, it looked like the hands are actually rised up
Mhm.
over that crystal. It looked 3D just the way you did the
Yeah, so
background.
She was creative. It's like you sitting down at a thing, someone about to read your force. you got your cars, you got your sage, where your Palo Santo is burning.
Mhm.
Yeah, like,
Thank you all.
um,
Thank you for your interest and for your love. I appreciate it.
we got
I
two,
certainly
we
do.
didn't look at this one. It's got the Buddha.
Another one of my Buddhas. I have a ton of Buddhas. I love painting Buddha. I do. And you can paint Buddha, and the way I look is because I have so many paintings of Buddha, I look at them and they're each in different stages of meditation. And what's presented in the painting is what the stage of the meditation the Buddha's in.
Right.
So when they become really so blended into the background, into the picture itself, they're in a high state of meditation.
Okay. That's what time? 1:50. So we got 10 minutes, still got some good time. Okay, so basically we went through the paintings. Then you say you be out and you do retailing on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, and you in the process of another book. And you told us, give us a highlight, and like, if someone asks you to grab something out of that book to touch someone, what would be?
Well, I already did that.
Let her do hers and then you can do yours.
Because I have a question about it, and it jumped out to me.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
And it's all the way down on page 89,
Okay.
and it's says Asar, divinity. The spiritual center of our oneness is with the Creator, and the creation absolutely emotional, and partiality is necessary for the realization of selflessness. As a transcendental peace, unity, the ability to be one with all things, the mummy state nature so highly involved, one is immune to all emotional on earth and influences. You know, because we just started out talking about importing school into being bodiless and lifeless.
Correct.
So I don't know why, every time I open up a book, it gives me, it's just the ancestors working.
Mhm.
And it's go right back to this where we was talking about being oneness and being able to transcend without being selfishness. So how, explain the Asar, I'm saying it correctly?
Yes.
Asar.
Well, this actually is a
Talking like
portion, but this actually is a portion of the tree of life, from the tree of life. And so the tree of life, there are like a total of 9 steps. But when we're born, we're innately imbued with the bottom steps, which is actually 9, 8, and 7.
I see, and you did it in that order, backwards, 9, 8, 7, and I went all
9,
the way
8,
to
and 7.
1.
And so, exactly, so what we're to be achieving and gaining knowledge is to reach level 1. And so 1 is the level of Asar. And Asar
Wow.
is the highest level of consciousness. And oftentimes when you can find Asar in the book of Going Forth by Day. That book was renamed by the Europeans as the Book of the Dead. And so in growing up, I heard of that Book of the Dead, but because of the title, it keeps people from, and I believe that this is why it was named in such a negative way. It keeps people from wanting to read it and look into it, because that is our history.
Right.
That is our hidden history that's been hidden from us for so long. And when I first read the book, the cover insert said, known to the ancients as the Going Forth by Day. And so I said to myself, if that doesn't mean the book of life,
Yes.
then how did they come up with
With
this
the
book
book
of
of
the
dead?
dead?
Right.
That is to keep us from pursuing our knowledge.
Mhm. Just like it did 666.
Right. So, or 13, you know.
Mhm.
So Asar is your highest level of consciousness. So whenever you see him depicted in the book of the Going Forth by Day, he's oftentimes in a mummy state. And that mummy state means that you have control of your emotions, of your thoughts, that you're in control.
Right.
And so that's the highest, your level, highest level of
And
consciousness.
that's why you memorize all the
And that-
kings and
and-
stuff when they died. back in the day.
Right.
I want to say this real quick, because I know a lot of stuff that we be talking, we know what we talking about. When you said that's what they did with the 666, I know what you're saying, so tell the audience what they did with the 666.
Yeah, they made us think that it was demonic, it was calling of Satan and the mark of the beast. But actually, it's our DNA makeup, because we have what, 6 neutrons and 6 eons and 6
Electrons. and
electrons,
protons.
yeah, protons. So, yeah,
That's
we-
our makeup, but they
that's
call
a-
it the devil.
And
Right.
that is the atomic number of carbon. And we are,
There you go.
we are carbon beings, and our melanin, that carbonation is enhanced by our
Yes.
melanation.
yes.
And then when she said 666 and you said and 13, I know what you mean, but go ahead and tell the people that didn't know.
Well, I don't have, I don't have my info on the 13.
Well, I
but
tell them,
Feel free
the
to.
13, basically, they demonized that like Friday the 13th, right? You ever notice they don't have like a floor when they do the buildings, they stop at 12, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
they just try to make you think, 13 is bad.
Bad luck.
But 13 is good. You manifest on 13. That's the frequency. You know what I'm saying? You can say your affirmations and hit it with the 13, and that frequency, it's going to come to pass. But it get deeper than that. So, but anything that was good, they made it bad, seem bad, to
So
keep
we
you from
wouldn't,
using it.
so we wouldn't have
You
no
know,
interest,
Yeah.
like they did back in the day with our ancestors.
And if you put
know?
that energy, they switch the energy, because if it's good, when you can use it, you get enough people thinking that, oh, Friday 13, something bad gonna happen. And guess what? Something bad gonna happen, because you got all these people thinking that, and your energy, right, is what's gonna create. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You just say, it was a scripture in the Bible, I'm trying to think, it was say, I know about the speaking part, but is a man, so if a man thinketh, so is he. So if you thinking you this person, you're gonna act at this person, because everything is mental.
Call it within.
So, yeah, so we can go ahead back to, you read that.
Yeah, but
Did you get your response from her?
Yeah, because when she said that was like the highest state, because I noticed it went back in numbers. So she started at 9, the tree of life. And my ancestors are so rich. Remember, I called them in here
Yeah.
When
we started.
when we started,
Yeah.
and that's where they took me to. And they always take me to the top of everything.
Right.
And you see, they took me to Asar.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in the book, I started out numbering from number 9.
Correct.
And you went all the way to the end and found number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
I just opened the book and there it was ancestors. So
Right.
that's what I'm telling you guys, like she called upon them, and like I be telling you guys all the time, when you do your meditations, and I don't know about a lot of other awoke 144 percenters that's awoke, or those who are awoke haven't reached your quite numbers yet, but those
But we
who
think about
are
it.
walking in a journey,
Check this out. Right,
those
so-
who walk in a journey, when you call upon your ancestors, you open in a portal.
Yeah.
For them to come through and assist you.
Mhm.
And that's why it's so important to call upon them, even if it's the smallest things, because I wanted to make sure you guys got the right information. So that's why I had called and chanted for their assistance today, because we always get them. They're always following through and open up our minds and giving us more wisdom on top of your research and wisdom. But I appreciate that. And I just want people to know my ancestors on their thing. They always take me to the top, to number
All
one.
right, number
I was thinking
one.
when you said,
Yeah.
about the 9, what you spoke of on that, right? The 9, like you said, 144, 4 and 4 is 8 plus 1 is what, 9, right? That's number completion.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Woman had a baby with 9 months, and like a circle.
And that's what it
you
says
just
right
said
here in the
a
book.
portal.
You just said your words.
Okay, you said a portal where the ancestors come
Mhm.
through is a circle. And the makeup of the circle is what, 360 degrees?
Correct.
So you got 6 and what? 3 is what?
9.
You see what I'm saying? It's perfect. Once you learn numerology, it don't lie.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying?
The numbers don't lie.
And you just gotta know it, and then once you, like we do the numbers of the days, it's gonna send a signal. You know, signals are frequencies, and you just go by that, and that make you make better decisions. You know what I'm saying?
You know, when I woke up this morning, I told you who I called, and the phone number I had to dial, the last 4 digits was 1809.
Yeah. So 1-8, that's 1809.
That's
So you
9.
got 8.
That's 9 again.
Yeah. So yeah, and so like what I said,
And I learned that from you. I
And
learned,
nine,
I
nine.
learned how to watch the numbers. I added it up and I said, oh.
yeah.
okay,
So you get confirmation, like, and then you can be riding down the street, or and I don't really give out all my business, but when I was telling you about that 13, I mean that don't follow me, and when I need a question about something, it show up. It'd be on the clock, it'd be on a door. I mean, yeah. So it is what it is, but see, you got to be on that frequency.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to a frequency and then lose it because of foolishness or because people around you. You know what I'm saying? So that you know, that just lets you know, like, okay, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? When you walk around, like you said, you had them 3 entities came to you and they presented themselves and you know you was good.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what it is. You want to know that you're good in his life. You know what I'm saying?
And brother,
You
you,
protected.
it's like you in hindsight, because you just spoke of everything she says in the Tree of Life starting from number 9. It says it's the initiative resource of succession completion of a plan. And what you say the circle was?
9. 360 is coming to 9. What is 9? Completion.
Tell me they ain't up in here.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
knowledge is flowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Queen. I apologize.
Do you mind
I
if
just
I-
get so excited.
Do you mind if I read a poem?
Yeah, that's why I
Sure.
said if you had to go through something in that book, you go ahead.
I'm a slow reader, but I'm gonna try to read it fast, so.
No problem. You got time.
Now,
We
this
own this.
This poem is titled The Akashic Record. Oh my gosh, what do you got? You better look around. From cosmic realms, what they impart, you best write it down. Prophetic news of what's to come, flesh and blood of whom God care. A touch of stardust meditated on makes us stand and bow our heads.
Wow.
From ancient souls to modern hands, we mustn't neglect to carry this bread. To children whom we raise and love, hand down what was and is ahead. Words of wisdom from up above, protect them from mistaken doctrine that has us all misled.
Wow. Who
And
was
so
that?
I downloaded that one day from the Cosmic Realm.
So-
And it's about the Akashic Records, and Akashic Records are free to each one of us. And as we all are waking up over in this special time, this new age of Aquarius,
Mhm.
and those consults of information, we can download directly from the Cosmic Realm.
Yeah, and so y'all don't know what the Akashic Record is. You can, like I say, all this stuff you hear, and you can also Google it. The Akashic Record is like a big library in the etheric realm. And it knows all your past lives, your futures, all that. And you
No
can go
knowledge
there
is ever lost.
and
No knowledge is lost.
and you can, like you say, download that information. We say download it, like you think you're thinking it's a download. We're like computers, and we run off of programs, you know. And what program is you running off of?
That's right. Is it a dictator program or is it your own
Yeah.
self-integrated program? Because we talked about that too on the show. But you want to pull something else from your book, Queen Regina?
Do the melanated man.
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna pull. I really like to.
Oh, let me
read that.
so you're a painter, right? You're an entrepreneur.
Many hats up in here.
Right.
Scientist.
Science, we didn't even talk about that professionally. You know, she went to college. She's actually a scientist.
Woo!
She's a poet.
Watch out now.
You see what I'm saying? So the list probably goes on and on. We just ain't touch on all that yet because that's wisdom, knowledge. Go ahead.
Tell me about it. I thought I got the
Okay.
chills over here.
Yeah. So this poem is, dedicated to my brothers because I had them in mind, and I painted a picture of Melanin Man too.
Not her physical brother, her brothers.
My brothers.
Black man.
Now the
Yeah,
universe.
The black man, yes. But the sisters, you know, we carry the melanin strong too, and we come strong with it. So here we go. Melanin Man. Melanin crystals in all hues of brown fun shine like a diamond in earth tones of bright sun. Green emerald, red ruby, blue sapphire, copper bronze, shiny silver citrina glow, and turquoise so bold. You are a walking mine, deep and pure as dusted gold. Like a shield, it protects skin, hair, and eyes you can brag. So bright is your shine and swaying with swag. You absorb sun rays of energy with electrical tan. Head held high to the sky. Strut your stuff, Melanin Man.
That's what, that's for all the brothers out there.
Yeah.
Yes, stretch yourself, Melon Man.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. And may I ask, that's yours?
It is. I wrote this.
Okay, and what inspired you?
Yes.
Other than knowing all about chocolate, beautiful brothers out here, different flavors and tastes and I said, wait a minute,
Did one man do that?
I said tastes.
Taste is too hard. I would know y'all though. Y'all would.
Lord said I would know.
Well, I'll tell y'all know.
I've been different flavors and just different.
Right.
Sometimes things slip through that they want to slip through,
Yeah.
but it's meant to be said.
Yeah.
So I ain't no shame in my game.
So yeah, so we'll go. We'll broaden that up.
So I have to say, I don't consider myself a poet, but I've always been a writer.
You write poetry.
And
so
I
you-
write down what I'm inspired by.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, things are in their Akashic records. They just come. You call on them, they will come.
All right.
And so strong and long meditation on melanin. And I'm just fascinated by what melanin is, because scientifically, it has not really been determined exactly what that molecule is.
It's dark matter for one.
Yeah.
Black hole.
That's it.
They say because it soaks up so much.
Right. And so if you look up a definition of melanin, the scientific definition, when you read it, it's like that, they might as well just put a disclaimer, we really don't know what this is. And so
So scientific, you know what it says?
so, but spiritually, no, I don't. I would have to Google it. But-
Okay,
but-
that'll be the next show.
Yeah, Google it. Google melanin and the molecular structure of melanin.
It's dark matter. The scientists, what they said was, when you go out in space, it's like
The universe is
it's
dark.
like a goop. It was just some dark goop what they actually found in the ground, like in Texas. And that's why, like Hillary Clinton, there was a lot of people buying up a lot of land that had melanin in it. And then later on, they found like, hold up, this same stuff that's out there and down there is in these black people. Well, they in the white people too, but they don't have as much as we got.
Right,
It's got
right.
different types of melanin.
We generate a lot.
And yeah, go ahead.
But what I wanted to say about melanin is that spiritually speaking, and this is what I learned from Bobby Hemmett, spiritually speaking, melanin is made up of all the precious stones and metals and all the precious minerals of the earth. It's a composite.
And it's in us, that's the thing.
We are emeralds, we're diamonds, we're sapphires, we have it all in us.
We from the cosmos, so when we actually say that's where we from, that's where we from.
We are
We
stardust.
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 And once you know that, that's why they say we all stars, some just shining brighter than others.
That's
We
it.
all come from different star constellations, that's what, up in the heavens, so, in time, they ain't teach us none of that in school.
Earth, wind, and
So
fire.
that school, y'all can kick rocks. That public school system, don't kick rocks. But we know
It's really
y'all was
messed
just
up
getting us
now.
ready for y'all agenda,
Mhm.
so.
It's really gonna be messed up now. I'm so afraid for this younger generation that has to depend on this educational structure because it's
Don't
been
be
broken
afraid,
down.
because
So
what I'm trying to
I'm
tell
afraid
you.
for them because what they're gonna create is these
Right.
babies gonna come out of this school. They already see that they see that the parents didn't do this to them. The government did this to them. The government shut down their schools, stopped
But
their
this what it
social lives,
is.
stopping their,
I'm
just
gonna give
stopping
you
their ongoing.
some divine
Kids are not gonna
revelation
be
from
wanting to
the
be a part
inside.
of no type of government situation. You're gonna have a lot of kids gonna not wanna go to college. You're gonna have a lot of kids that wanna go off the grid and become creators of their own thing. And that's what this pandemic is creating a lot of new geniuses that's gonna pop out here and discover new ways and new things to bring back to our nation. And that's
And
what
these
I'm
young
thinking.
kids, you see the system, I keep saying it is crumbling. You see why some schools, oh, they going to school this week? Oh, we ain't going to school this week. We going to school this week?
3
It's
days this
because the
week.
system is crumbling.
Mhm.
And we going, we're at the end.
It's
When I
gonna
say at the
dissipate.
end, we're at the end of this matrix fires, the way it ran. That's why they trying to get this 5D out there and up, because it's gonna get a whole lot of people. And they want the metal box in you because they're gonna actually be able to control your, when you die, we ain't nothing but consciousness. This body, we renting this suit.
Avatar.
So, this avatar. So once we leave this place, they got another agenda where they gonna send your consciousness there. I'm going to say it because people, it's called the metaverse.
Mhm.
They want you to already create a damn avatar. You know, they send a man, ask me 5 times, create your avatar. I ain't creating no damn avatar because I'm not gonna be in there.
Right.
But right now, people think I'm crazy, or they say he's way out there. But, you know, that's what it is. So that's why they're pushing the agenda, because they're trying to take more people with them as possible. But we already know that we not going there. So that's why we sitting back laughing at the system. You know, I seen they put a clip on my page where Biden said, I said, this man is the president of the United States. I'm gonna leave that right there.
That's another show. That is another show. But like I'm just saying, this is gonna be so much rebellions with this new generation because of what they're doing
What they
to our,
saying.
yeah, what they're saying and what they're
Indigo
doing.
kids and children, they ain't going
Yeah, yeah. The kids know it ain't the parents doing this to them. They know it's the government. And as I keep explaining to their parents and to my friends, this is nothing but the government's way. And I don't care if they stop the show or not, but this is just their way of, to me, the soft martial law. Because with the vaccine, they know who we are. They know if you got the shot. They know your blood. They know all that, your blood type, where you work, how much money you make. So they're getting all the information by keeping this order of this vaccination. So it's just the soft martial law. Only thing they're not doing, they're not enclosing us in our neighborhoods, making us stay in the house. Well, they making us stay in the house a little bit. But we gotta wear these masks. Now I know that's what I told brother the last show. Now I see what I know the Muslims.
You know, I walked in here, I ain't even had no mask on.
The Muslim overseas, and now they see what we look down, they feel it, what we've been doing all our years. But you know, they've never been sick over there. They've never been sick over there. They've been covering up for years. So it's a secret to that.
Wow. And has it come now? It's because it's there now. Wow.
It's there now.
So
Wow,
what
so-
is causing that?
Yeah. What is causing that?
Right.
And then you got these birthing of these entities of viruses that's joining together and having babies. You got flu and corona, they done made flurona. Now you got Delta and Omicron, they done made Deltacron. I'm done. I'm done. They're having these babies. How a virus is gonna have babies and make a new one?
Because the man making all these things the
Exactly,
man made.
exactly. But with that being said, Quinn, I am so glad that we had the pleasure of having you once again. This won't be your second or your last time.
Thank you. for
God
having
is
me.
good
Thank you so
and the
much.
ancestors are real.
Yes, they are.
And if you guys don't believe that by now, by seeing this, this is our
Shame on you.
we're going into 4 years here in Iverson Mall, but we actually been doing this show 5 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
thank you. We're at 100. This make today 123 episodes.
Wow. Let me say from my heart, thank you for your service.
Oh, no problem, no
Appreciate it.
problem. Thank you for your service of your
Just like
art.
you had your art and your callings, we called to do this, because a lot of times I just wanted to give it up, but we gotta wake up and shake up more people as possible.
Yeah, to put the word out there, their truths and their journey, because that way our people can identify.
Mhm.
And that's our mission, is metaphysics, music, inspiration, spiritual, and the community.
Correct.
So that's what we do, and that's what we love. Me and brother love this. And we also have other entities as too, because he's the creator of drums, with sounds and cymbals,
Mhm.
writing music. Like I said, he a beast.
Making
Same here.
jewelry.
Making jewelry. Yeah, he so many hats up in here.
Yeah.
You know, I work with the kids in the community. Matter of fact, we're starting back up our cooking classes on Tuesday the 18th
Wow.
over in Ward 8. We also, I try to get the kids to come here during the Christmas break, but you know, things happen. So, but we will have the Dream Center kids here so they can get experience, because they're getting ready to build. They're gonna have a kid podcast in the Dream Center that's on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay, that's what's up. That's
So, yeah, I want to give shout outs to Mr. Ernest Cover, the director of the Dream Center over there, Ward 8. Also, like I said, and the kids would love to see your art. I would love to have you to come to one of the classes that the kids and bring your art and show them, you know, that,
Right.
you know, they could, I just love these kids because they're so smart and they're so intelligent. They don't get the room to show it.
Right. And
And all we see is them run up and down the parking lot, in the buildings, in the hallways. But these babies are so talented and gifted.
all children are
Yes, they
All
are.
children
Yes,
are.
they are.
They're
So
precious.
I just appreciate you. I feel so fulfilled in today's show. I got a lot of information. I got a lot of inspiration. And I just want to thank you, Queen, for allowing us to share your time with us. And like I said, this won't be your second or your last. We will have you again with anything new. And don't forget, you can speak in the mic and tell them where they can find the book on the spiritual Amazon.
Yes, the spiritual filter on
Spiritual Filter.
Amazon, Contemplations in Black.
Contemplation is back in black, and you can find it on the spiritual
Filter.
filter of Amazon.
Mhm.
So the spiritual filter of Amazon, Contemplation in Black, y'all. Go get your copy, and Queen will. I'm gonna get mine's autograph
And take the journey with me. It
and
is-
take the journey. You heard too. You heard
And
her.
you can find her on Facebook. I don't think she do Instagram, but tell her on Facebook.
Yeah, you can find you on Facebook.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook by the exact same name, Regina G. Gray.
That's right.
R-A-Y.
Facebook, Regina G. Ray. You can find her R-A-Y. You some Candelisa Ray.
No, I'm afraid not.
Look as beautiful as we could be in that family, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, indeed. So once again, thank you so much, Queen, for giving us your time. And we love you. And like I said, we will have you again. And you guys out there, thank you for joining us, dear brother. We got some things coming up for you, so don't sleep. Come back and check us out next week on the
All right.
Next Level Radio.
Great job. Thank you all. Wonderful job.
Thank you. Good show. Good show. Hit in on the tap on the YouTube thing. Hit stop and then hit in. Don't tap on the picture at the top.
Okay, you stop first.
Just tap on the picture. Just tap on the picture. And see, stop it, pause it, again, stop it, or pause
Okay, I
it.
see what you're saying.
And you pause the ear. Okay, then you can just go out, go back to the screen. X out at the top. It says YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube, Next Level YouTube, just X right there, out of
Right
it.
here?
Mhm. It'll take us back to that. He got it, and you know how to end that. And hit end. We off the air.
Okay.
Here go at the bottom, the red.